Colin Turkington, 2009 British Touring Car Champion. Firstly, welcome back to the series. It's good to have you back. What made you return?
Just the appeal of the BTCC has been with me since I was a child. You know, I've always wanted to race in touring cars, and you know, was lucky to get the opportunity when I was 18. So you know, as I stand today, it's my birthday. I'm 31 years old today, and I've been in the championship every year bar 3. So you know, I'm delighted to be back.
You're going to write exclusively for Sun Online Motorsports this year, and we're looking forward to your column. What can our viewers expect in your column?
They can expect just a behind the scenes, in-depth look, and you know, a follow at the full season of BTCC, the bumpy ride that it's no doubt going to be, and hopefully I can share my feelings and thoughts and try and get it across what it's like to be behind the wheel.
You've mentioned the sort of competitive nature of the series. With the extended TV deal, 32 cars on the grid, this season is likely to be a belter, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, the BTCC Championship is always regarded as one of the toughest in the world, and one of the most difficult ones to win. You know, there's so many different variables working against you. You know, we have reverse grids and different compound tyres, and some pretty aggressive driving, so it's not easy to be at the sharp end all the time, but you know, we'll be working hard from race 1 to try and lift the title again.
And who do you consider to be your main rivals? Obviously West Surrey Racing, very well known, very professionally run outfit, but there's plenty of others out there. Who do you think is going to run you closest?
Yeah, for sure, the competition is coming from all angles this year, but I think the main threats are Honda, NG, Motorbase, Pertec. You know, those are the guys that are consistently running at the front. But I think, you know, that said, there's massive potential with our car. I think you know, the guys from those other teams would be slightly concerned of what's going to come from the eBay Motors camp. So you know, we're quietly confident that we'll be at the front of the grid come Brands Hatch.
You do have the added advantage of starting almost from a clean slate with the BMW, don't you? So I guess it will come down to Dick Bennett's, his engineering team, to really make that car work.
Yeah, that's right. This is a brand new car, and which we're going to run for the first time today. So we have a lot to learn, but you know, there is a strong team of engineers and an experienced driver lineup that we should be able to maximise the potential of the car fairly quickly.
Now, Colin, one thing that we've seen on Twitter recently is that you're suffering from a condition known as Bell's palsy. Would you like to just explain to us how that affects your preparation as a racing driver?
Yeah, I've been struggling a little bit with Bell's palsy for 3 weeks now, and like any of these things was quite a shock. You know, I woke up and one side of my face was numb, but I'm getting on top of it now. You know, I've had some pretty strong medication through the system, but you know, I'm feeling 100%. I just don't look 100%. But you know, I've been taking inspiration from guys who've had it before. You know, Ayrton Senna had Bell's palsy in his first year of F1, and I know Chris Walker, the British Superbike rider, had it back in 2007. So I'm trying to get on with it as best as I can. You know, I am conscious of it, but I'm looking forward to getting the helmet on, and then nobody will see it.
From looking inside the car, obviously we see in Formula One nowadays, we see steering wheels with up to 20-30 buttons, it seems at times. They're almost like fighter jets. From your point of view as a British touring car driver, is that kind of technology starting to creep in, or is it still much more basic in terms of the options available to you when you're driving the car?
Yeah, with British touring cars, it's not as sophisticated as a Formula One steering wheel, but there is a lot going on there, and especially now with the turbo engines, you can make a lot more adjustment through the steering wheel on how much boost and things you want to run. And you know, for instance, if we're out on the track and it rains, you may want to turn the boost down. So we have that capability. And aside from that, on the steering wheel, there's all the normal things. There's headlights to flash the guy in front and try and put him off, and indicators, pit lane speed, and obviously the radio buttons. So it's a wee bit confusing at the start, but you soon get used to it.
So you don't need to have a degree in engineering to drive one of these cars then?
It would help, but yeah, the more time you spend in the car, the more comfortable you get with these things.
The first race is coming up very shortly at Brands Hatch. Obviously the team are quickly developing the new BMW, but what would you consider to be a reasonable result for you at the first round?
Realistically speaking, I think we need to aim to get inside the top 10. You know, as a front-running team and a former champion, you're always trying to win. That's the goal. So we have some testing between now and Brands Hatch, but I think it's important to keep our expectations in check. You know, we're effectively 12 months behind the other front-running teams in terms of our preparation. So you know, if I can qualify somewhere in between, inside the top 10, and try to make a bit of progress in the race, I think that would be a fair result.